All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, right here, right now, we got a breakout star within the hip-hop community. He's a fresh new face within the hip-hop community, but I'm telling you guys, he is on fire, and you best watch out for him. We got man Williamz live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Wait, say that again. You were going in and out.
I was saying, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Just turning up, getting ready to drop some more music. Excited for this interview we're doing now.
But speaking of the interview, man, because I know you're busy, man. You're putting in a hell of amount of work. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your music career, man. What actually inspired and sparked the amazing career of man Williamz?
Well, before I even started music, I was a dancing choreographer for the last 10, 11 years. So I've been doing that, just choreographing backup for musical artists, dance teams, drag queens for fashion shows, pageants, those different things. So it was about last year when my birthday came around, and it was the summertime. So COVID really, affected everything that I would normally do. So I pretty much just tried to figure out something that I could still use to artistically express myself. So music was the next best thing since I was already working with artists, mainly when I was dancing.
And when you actually brought up dancing and whatnot, man, I also dug in the crates for some questions, man. And I noticed as well that you actually created your own company called Team Man Williamz Dance Company that's actually based out of Chicago. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about that company. And of course, how can individuals sign up if that company is still active today?
Yeah, so I'm still doing it. I'm just trying to figure out how to, navigate during COVID and get bookings and things like that. But anyone interested, they could just contact me and we can set up an audition and go from there. But as far as the company, just like what I said, I just find different dances. I started in Chicago, but now I'm working with dancers in St. Louis, Iowa, Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, kind of all over. And I'm just pretty much just training them, getting them ready for the stage. And now, since I transitioned over to be an artist, the main dancers will be dancing back up with me, dancing in my videos and things like that.
And if you don't mind me asking, what kind of dancing is it? Like, is it kind of like I know there's different variations of dances. Is it kind of like stomp the yard type dancing, or is it like ballet? Like, well, what type of dancing do you actually teach, or do you teach all different kinds?
I teach all styles, but we focus mainly on hip hop with the emphasis of majorette. If you're familiar with the TV show Bring It or like different dance lines from HBCU, that's pretty much the style that we mainly do. But like I said, all styles are incorporated depending on what the song or the performance may be.
And also, man, back in June of 2010, you actually participated in the Bogan High School Senior Fashion Show, man. And I was wondering, when I watched that video, man, I gotta say that it kind of brought me back to my days of high school, man. But I was wondering, man, can you tell our listeners a bit more about that experience? And of course, how did you actually end up in that fashion show?
Well, like you said, it was a Bogan High School fashion show. That's actually the high school I graduated from. So every year they do a junior and senior fashion show. When I was in high school, I was already doing modeling in like Chicago Fashion Week and just other local shows, doing photo shoots. I was in a couple magazines, all like my junior and senior year of high school. So I pretty much just auditioned, and anyone, it's high school, so anyone there can make it. But when I was in my senior year of high school, I wasn't the only one who was like interested in being like a star or doing things in the entertainment industry. So it was other girls and males also that were modeling and acting and doing different things. So the audition, they kind of let everyone in, but it was still kind of a competition because, like I said, people have already been working in the industry like myself when I was in high school, so I wasn't the only one.
You know, let me ask you, man, like, who actually won the talent show? Did you take home first place, or like, did you actually remember who actually won that fashion show?
Well, it wasn't a talent show like as a competition. It was just everyone collectively showing our talent as seniors and juniors.
I gotta say, that's still a pretty amazing experience, man. You know what I mean? My high school didn't really put on stuff like that. You know what I mean? My high school was very bland. We weren't even allowed to have dances. So, you know what I mean? It's still pretty cool that your school actually put on stuff like that, man. It's actually really cool to see high school still do things they used to do back in the day.
Right, yeah, and they kind of let us take over and be in charge, so that was cool as well. We got to do our own kind of thing. So when our families and stuff came, it wasn't like something put all together by the teachers. It was put together by the students. So it was cool for us to do our own thing, showcase what we wanted to be showcased in our
And also as well, man, taking you to just last year, December 21st, you actually released your first official release on SoundCloud titled Bitch Gag. I was wondering, man, what's the story behind Bitch Gag, and of course, uh, what's the inspiration behind that phenomenal single?
Oh, thanks. So, it just came really out of nowhere. I was contemplating because from October to December, I was pretty much just working on myself as an artist, coming up with music, coming up with different ideas and stuff. So, Beach Gag actually wasn't the first song I was recording. It was really like the fourth or fifth, but it came about my best friend. She was like, "Oh, you need to come up with a remix song." Everywhere they drop the remix, they always pop. So I'm like, I was thinking of that, but I couldn't think of any song to come up with. So I heard the Megan Thee Stallion song, "Don't Stop" featuring Young Thug, and that beat just really caught my attention. So I wrote a verse to it. Then after I wrote my verse, I was trying to come up with something catchy, and then I was watching something on TV, and then it said something with gag in it, and I was like, bitch, gag, this some shit. And then, the rest of the chorus, they came up with the rest. Then I found my feature, Alana DeVille. Me and her actually we worked together before here in Chicago. I choreographed and helped her out with music videos that she's done on her own. So it was cool for her to jump on my track and, help start my music career off the right way.
And I gotta say as well, man, you guys have phenomenal chemistry within that song, man. I was wondering, how did you guys officially get connected initially?
Well, like I said, we worked together previously on the video that she done. It was called BBW, a remix to the I think it was Lil Herb, You Ain't Gang Gang. I think that's who sing that song. But I've known her for like years since like I started dancing. So since I was like 19, 20, I'm like 26 now. So I've known of her since then, but I didn't officially meet her until like 2 years ago when she hired me to choreograph and creative direct her video.
And I gotta say, I really hope that that you guys actually do some future work. Like I gotta say, man, you like I said earlier, you guys have phenomenal chemistry.
Yes, thanks so much. We definitely got some stuff we're working on to come up with for the rest of this year. So stay tuned. We're gonna show y'all some more stuff we got coming out from Chicago.
And also, man, this year in 2021, you released a phenomenal single, man, that's been tearing up the charts everywhere, man. It's actually crazy, man. But the single is titled No Makeup. I gotta ask you, man, what is the story and inspiration behind that phenomenal single? And of course, how does it feel to know that your a debut studio single is blowing up worldwide?
Well, it's actually an amazing feeling because before I even dropped Bitch Gag, well, when I dropped Bitch Gag, I was told, oh, if this is the direction that you want to go in, then you're going to need to tone it down because you're not going to get radio play, you're not going to get this, you're not going to get that. So it's just amazing to me that your station and other stations across the world are just supporting me like this. And as far as the inspiration, makeup, it just came from me just trying to establish myself as an artist because makeup was the first song I written and recorded, so it was only right for me to drop it first. Just pretty much just me, like I said, establishing myself as an artist and just telling everyone that you don't have to hide behind things that society try to conform you to just to fit their mold and what you want them to do. It's okay to be you. If you want to wear makeup, if you want to do this, if you want to do that, just ultimately just be you and don't try to let others stop what you want to do, basically.
And also as well, the one question I have, I was really thinking about wanting to ask this, but like I said, I don't want to make the whole interview just about this particular subject. But I also read that you are a really huge within the LGBTQ plus community. But I want to ask, because there's a lot of artists out there, man, that unfortunately are kind of nervous or scared to really come out and tell individuals, about their sexuality. What's some great advice that you can just give some artists that potentially might be listening today that are kind of nervous to just tell the world how they feel?
I think it's better to be out the closet than in, but at the same time, if that's what you're comfortable with, can't no one make you do what you don't want to do. So if it's okay to you to keep it about up to yourself, then that's fine. But I always tell everyone it's better to let it out than hold it in, because if you hold it in, it's gonna build up, and one day it's just gonna burst in a way that you never expected it to.
But also, man, we were actually speaking via DM, and I know as well you can't let too many cats out of the bags pertaining to this release, but in June 2021, you actually have a new song coming out. What can our listeners actually expect from this single when it does drop to the general public?
They can definitely expect just me expressing a little bit of what I've been through as far as with Dez and why I am kind of shifting away from it. And I would say it's a style that everyone wouldn't really expect me to do or could pull off, but from the people that have heard it, I've gotten good responses. So I'm pretty confident in dropping this song. I think it's going to be even bigger than Makeup.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You have the momentum. I'm gonna say I can see it most definitely being bigger than Makeup, and I haven't even heard the name yet. But the way your momentum, man, that you have and your delivery when it comes to music, you are most definitely born to do this. So there's no doubt in my mind that this song is gonna top each and every chart worldwide, man.
Yes, thanks so much. I hope so. I'll be working towards it.
And also as well, man, other than, the new single that's coming out in June, and of course, Makeup that you're currently promoting, what is next for the living legend, Man Williamz?
I definitely want to go on tour. I've seen a lot of Pride, so I'm pushing Pride back to the fall, so hopefully I get some calls for that. I've been in some conversations and tagged in a few posts, so hopefully my name gets put on a couple flyers for that. And other than just performing and traveling like I'm used to doing, just dropping more music, connecting with more stations, getting more known in more countries, just building my fan base, and just getting more known and just letting my story be more and more known. So me walking down the street, everyone would be like, hey, that's Man Williamz. Go run and catch him.
But also, Man Williamz, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated everything Man Williamz if they're not already doing so.
Yes, definitely. Well, you guys can follow me. My name is Man Williamz on all social media platforms, ManWilliamz. If you're on TikTok, I'm starting on my TikTok. It's Team Man Williamz, TeamManWilliamz. I definitely want to give a shout out to my girl, Alana DeVille. Thanks for helping me get this music stuff cracking. Shout out to my fiance, always doing everything behind the scenes, helping me make this work. My mama, who probably listening. Anybody out there who is just letting people think that they negative comments stop them from what they want to do or don't know what you want to do. Listen to me, listen to my voice, tell you you can do it. Push through, work hard. It might not take a week, it might take longer than a month, it might take longer than a year, but if you work on it little by little every day, you'll definitely get to where you want to be.
And I gotta say, that is some phenomenal advice right there from a phenomenal, talented individual.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
But I gotta say, first and foremost, man, thank you so much, man, for just taking the time out of your busy evening and coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM right here in Prescott, Ontario, Canada. It was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Yes, definitely. I have to come back when I drop my single, and the privilege is all mine. I really appreciate it. So.
Hey, most definitely, man. Once you drop that new single, hit me up. We most definitely can set up a date and make it happen, man.
Yes, we definitely will.
Thank you so much, and have yourself a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you.